Alright, welcome to the June meeting, folks. Transportation Committee, season 9. The time is 7:03. Call to order right now. And let's just pass through the agenda. So, it's the last meeting of the fiscal year. It's September. After the days. I'm just going to talk about a couple of things. But before that, we're going to get to the minutes first, alright? So let's look at the minutes first thing. Since we have gone, let's do it quickly. You can take some minutes to read through it. Make sure that you don't have any issues with this.
Can you hear?
Yeah. We'll get a motion to approve at some point soon. I have a quick small thing. In the minutes approval, so that technically the minutes in the last minutes. You spelled the typo correctly twice, so it looks like the typo wasn't real. Not a big deal. I don't really care if you change
I spelled the type. Oh, the.
into C, and then you spelled it correctly both times. So.
I think it auto corrected it.
Yeah, so you could. I mean, if we were to be really strict, we could just correct it to say. You flag the typo for correction in the unanimously approved. That would be it, because you wouldn't need to say it twice.
Right.
Like the typo once doesn't really matter. We can just say that we flagged it. But that's all for the first part.
Have we had any follow up on the Rochester thing that they presented?
I know
Did you ever reach out about Green River Plaza? Anything about Green River Plaza? They did the thing last week.
Yeah, we had the call.
Yeah.
What about it?
They're not going to talk to us specifically.
Maybe. I'm not sure when they even. I forgot when they're going to begin construction on that though.
Not they're still in design. Technically.
Yeah.
I don't think they'll be for a while.
And yeah, I'm not like weird.
Community feedback. They're still in the community feedback stage.
Yeah, they're still trying to figure out design and stuff like that. Like the street design is finalized, but the plaza itself,
Right.
they haven't completed it. They're still trying to figure out which layout they're gonna decide. So no, I've written on my email things. I have a couple updates on a few of these things actually, but after we go to the minutes, I'll talk about these. So, alright. Motions to approve are welcome.
I'll make a motion to approve with your typo.
Okay.
Second.
Alright. Let's call the question. Any opposed? Can you pass this by common consent? I signed it. Yeah, can we pass the minutes approval by common consent?
There was one thing on the Rochester, the Rochester conversation that I know we're not voting on this, but I think it is. I think at the end there was a brief conversation about the frequency of the lights coming
Yeah, it
down
was.
Eastern Parkway.
I agree.
And that's where I drive that area quite a lot, and that's where I've seen most of the issues, people driving on the median, people turning, pedestrians walking on stops. So I figured as a bullet point, that might be something to throw in there.
Yeah. Did we not? Talk about
No.
anything?
I remember you saying it, but
Yeah.
I don't know if we got
Okay.
everything.
So anything else?
No, that's going down Rochester.
Which one, which item you took?
It was at the very end.
Oh, okay.
So you're saying we should add one about the light
I
timing?
think we should, yeah, because the frequency of changing the lights or giving, a full stop for pedestrians to cross,
Yeah.
changing the frequency of it, because it's a red arrow at the end where like all the green light goes, and then after they stop, then you turn and people start walking,
Yeah.
and there's always that issue that goes on. People
So
start crossing Rochester while cars have the green arrow.
Yeah.
And they have that issue, I wanna say, on Eastern Parkway and Rogers Avenue, on the corner there, when you go to cross the street.
Mm-hmm.
You can't really tell when the cars are turning left up Rogers.
Yeah, it's hard to tell.
For
So
the
you're-
people.
You're saying it's a conflict that like both pedestrians and drivers have the same light?
Well, what I'm saying is that because when we looked at the map, there were quite a few crashes on Eastern Parkway.
Tons.
Right.
Right, and so what I'm saying, my point was that giving that green arrow at the end when the other cars are stopping, because the cars going towards us in this area, they're coming to a full stop.
I agree.
People start crossing,
Right.
but you have the green arrow and people start turning. So
Yeah.
that's where I've seen, like with my own eyes, a lot of close calls. I've seen people speeding down the median to get the green light, the green arrow.
So you want them to like reevaluate the
So-
timing of that
I
signal?
think what he's asking is like, are you trying to add to the minutes?
Yeah,
or
yeah.
would you like to make a vote to have DOT re-examine that, or even suggest
Well, I mean,
fixing that?
Since we're not voting on it,
You
I
could
just think- I
make
just-
a motion.
well, let's just add it in as a bullet
Okay.
point.
Okay. So
And then we can address it when we come back.
Just to mention it, because I don't know if they're already considering that or not.
well, I mean, if they are like spotlight would help.
Mhm.
They know they're on the right track. You know. So
Because I
it
think
would
people
assist.
still cross when the
I mean,
cars stop.
Yeah.
They think, okay, maybe I can go across now.
So,
And
I mean,
they'll
yeah.
turn
I
when
mean-
they'll walk when there's that turning, that green turning.
Yeah, even I've done that. You know, like you're at the sidewalk, you see the pedestrian mall, and then the straight lanes go, and then they stop.
Right.
But the sign still says don't walk, but you think it's just gonna say walk soon. So you start walking, and then the cars begin to turn.
Right.
And it's like people. I mean, did it once, but people often do that a lot. So yeah, they think.
So pedestrians are crossing against the light, like they still have.
I mean,
the don't
pedestrians
walk.
always
Yeah,
do.
they have a
but
don't walk.
Oh,
It's
so they're-
it's a don't walk on Rochester, but when the cars come to a stop like Eastern Parkway, they start crossing Rochester.
Right.
Yeah.
But people on
Because
Eastern
they're
Parkway,
forgetting about the turn.
Yeah,
right,
because it's like
Eastern Parkway has the green
or at
arrow.
least the thing is, even if they're not forgetting,
Yeah.
you might not know the order of the lights, because the order is the cars go straight first, then stop,
Yeah.
and then left turn starts. And
Yeah.
they might think when the straight cars are on red, it's gonna turn to walk for them.
So because of like when we looked at block by block, there were so many issues there on
Yeah.
Eastern Parkway in Rochester.
Utica too had that same issue.
You know,
I mean, it isn't a turn intersection, but it had a lot there. And yeah, a lot of
I'm not
those.
Utica as well, but I know that Eastern Parkway. I've seen a lot of stuff there.
Yeah. Okay. Good point. I mean, yeah, I'm not into.
I wonder if like signage for the pedestrians would help to say like wait for. There are spots I think that I've seen where it's like an extra caution for pedestrians, because if they're crossing against light, then pedestrians in the wrong.
Yeah.
But I understand like people just cross when they think they can cross.
They cross when they want to cross. It's,
No, I mean-
and I got to be true. I got to be honest. It seems like because I'm the driver in the bunch, and it seems like when my lane goes for green, they're gonna cross, going for
There's a
it.
bike
So
lane or two.
they just go, and some people stop and they look, and then some people just go. And I'm
Yeah.
noticing that people will come way out into the street, into the street instead of staying on the pavement until the light changes for them to cross. So
Yeah.
not to say it's a wrong, and I'm beating the pedestrian up and stuff, but cars are coming around the corner and I can see where someone can get hit, because they're right out there.
Yeah.
So, and on Empire Boulevard, they have that too. When you go down to Washington, they got that same turning thing where you can't see it turning left to come up Washington. and all the cars kind of stop briefly.
Yeah.
And the people cross that big street. You see? And-
No, but that one's a 5-way intersection.
okay, it might be a 5-way intersection, but you
Because
cross.
yeah, because it's the signals. I have not figured out how the lights work after they retimed it when they closed that triangle down.
Right.
Because it's Washington, Empire, and Franklin. And there's a big like don't block the box.
Right.
That nobody.
And the box is big.
And the box is big and it's always locked.
So, but anyway, there's a couple of things that they may have to
Yeah.
relook at, and
my-
it's good to put that in the notes that we kind of brought it up.
I totally agree with this line of conversation. To DOT, are they in design? Or they have a construction plan already? Like, what's the timeline for them?
For Rochester?
If we don't vote on this tonight, we're not going to vote on it until September.
Right, so let's take your days out of the minutes, but that's what I'm saying, we could do that today, since it's a good point, and I think everyone with the appetite is pretty high to get that, taken care of. So, yeah,
So do we wanna also add it to the minutes and then have a discussion?
that was the first ask, so I think, yeah, right?
What's that?
So we'll
We'll add,
Just
add
put
it
a
to the minutes.
little blurb in the minutes.
Yeah.
we'll add input to the minutes, right?
Yeah.
We're okay with that?
I think that's a good idea.
Non-negotiable.
So, yeah, it's amended, we'll have those corrections, these additions.
Second,
So, yeah, we're all good for common consent here? No opposition? Cool. Good, so our motion passes, we're good, motion carries, minutes are approved. So updates that I have for you guys real quick, and then we can jump into a quick vote on Cam's updates. So, let me see. So there's some, I'll show you that, right? I spoke to our community liaison committee, and they have never seen any board do what we did from what they told me. They haven't seen any board do what we did before, but they also think it is the best idea they've seen so far.
The
Because-
holistic approach
The most reading
They haven't seen
it
Okay.
because
is the best and only. So.
in their words, liaison said they're very accustomed to putting a redesign out and then hearing from a bunch of boards that they all hate it and they start over and sort of nail down the opposition. So they're happy that one board at least started to get ahead of it and put something out preemptively.
Did the liaison give you a timeline? No.
Who is the liaison?
I have his card. Anthony, I forgot his last name, but it's in there. I can't find it. But I'll forward the info to y'all later.
Well, so that means that the work we did was at least worthwhile to some degree if they're taking note. They still may say no to everything we suggest, but
Still not voted on it full board either.
Yeah, we haven't yet. We will under it. Anthony Drummond is his name. Yeah, so we're still going on. They like what the committee's doing so far in terms of that. It is declining. So yeah. The MTA spoke to the MTA liaison. They like the bus redesign standards and they want more boards to do stuff like that. They're pleased with what we've been doing there. So that's good news for collaboration. Hopefully it gets results. We'll see what happens with that. Other news, we got our first race crosswalk. DOT. I had spoken to DOT with Dante a few months ago about the Houston Brooklyn redesign and school changing. And DOT told us that they actually like our plan more than what they came up with. But
What's our plan? What's theirs?
the race crosswalks and conventional bike lanes on Kingston and Brooklyn, remember that? We were trying to get them to pass on.
The one we came.
Yeah, the one that we came up with here.
Okay.
Dante and I met with DOT and they said that they actually prefer the plan that we came up with over what they had made in-house. They said that the reason they couldn't really install it is because the storm drains at the intersections in question are at the corners, and because of that, like they can't install it without rebuilding and moving those storm drain grates. So for example, if you have an intersection, right, the storm drains could either be at the rounded corner of the intersection or off to the side. and they need to be on the side. And apparently none of the ones on Kingston and Brooklyn in that area are on the side where they should be to install a raised crosswalk. So they're saying for them to do that, they're gonna have to there'll have to be a capital plan where they bring in DEP as well, and they kind of reconfigure the storm drains in that area, right? I've been talking to a bunch of folks, council person, etc., because we have a good case to ask for that, because that area floods a lot, and so a resident died, I think last year, the year before.
And they already did. They rebuilt many of the storm drains on Winthrop and Kingston already.
Yeah.
Yeah, by the hospital.
Okay. Well, I mean, we're still getting some flood reports, so maybe we can go through residents. That's good to
Like
know.
usually DOT will say we love this project, we can't do it because it triggers the DEP Unified Stormwater Rule, which blows up the project. So are they saying that they are going to do the stormwater mitigation,
They didn't.
or is it that they saying they're not going to do
They
it?
said they didn't decide. They said it would need to be a capital plan, and that would be a bigger ask, right? So we're trying to collect resources to see if that's feasible. If it's not, then that might be another issue, which we could still sort of deflect and have them maybe place speed bumps perhaps near the intersection and not actually at the curb itself, but
As
it's
a total tangent,
Mhm.
sorry. What committee within our community board is responsible for stormwater drainage?
environmental protection.
Have they proposed anything,
No.
motions out?
No, not that I know of. I think
Department of
I
Environmental
think
Protection.
I think Kendall Christensen.
No, the committee.
For the committee, yeah, I think Kendall Christensen.
Department of Environmental Protection.
Kendall's
They
Shady.
do, yeah, I used to work for them.
No, I'm saying I think that it obviously interfaces a lot with transportation, but I haven't seen anything come out of the CD9 environmental protection either.
Yeah.
That committee. I don't know. Something to think about for next year perhaps.
No, agree.
It's a big
So-
thorny issue.
So they haven't installed anything in the Kingston Brooklyn area just yet, which is I think good news because people are kind of unprepared for that. But the raised crosswalk is going to be. They did decide to give us raised crosswalks in other places. The raised crosswalk that we got is going to be at the intersection of New York Avenue and Rutland Road. And I think it's going to be a pilot for this district, so I think it makes a lot of sense.
How did they
Did
come
they
to
say
that?
why? Yeah.
How did they come to that
They did
intersection?
not say why. They send a confirmation, and
Rutland and New York Avenue?
I guess
Yeah.
there's a school around the corner if they were thinking about crossing.
I think there is a school right over there.
yeah,
But again, black box information. Glad we're getting some element of the plan that our committee works on, but it's not where we want it and it's not part
That's
of
true.
the overall, it's a mystery, it's wild.
it is.
You were in this meeting, did you ask?
Hmm?
You were in this meeting with them when they told you
They told me that was an email.
Oh.
The meeting was about the whole plan, but there was a couple of
What about the bike lane down that other street? Is that because I don't remember what.
Rutland?
No,
Fenimore?
Fenimore, yeah.
I haven't read about that, and they haven't started anything at all. So, because if I recall correctly, they did say they were going to start early, May to early June. It hasn't started yet. Folks in the office think it's because of the work that we were doing, so that may be a good thing.
And with our plan, what's the final count of the daylight?
I didn't get up on the daylighting. But I think so. The idea is if we get the raised crosswalks, it may negate the need for daylighting because it'll reduce the speed of the intersection. So I think it might hinge on the crosswalks. If we don't get the raised crosswalks, they might have to do it. They might decide to daylight the areas. So
Is that a conversation that we're going to be part of going forward?
I'm trying to make sure it is.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's looking like it is because we're getting more information from them about this stuff. I think the office is optimistic. It's optimistic too. So it looks like we are going to be hearing more about this as it continues. Yeah.
So it sounds like the summary is we're getting a raised crosswalk
Getting
now
a raised
where we
crosswalk.
want it.
Right.
But there's ongoing conversations about the Brooklyn Kingston
Yes.
and something maybe pending.
They didn't see it all and just drop it down, which is a win, and we're
Conversation.
getting more of the tools that we are asking for, which is also a win. So now the goal is to kind of like guide that more to the areas where we need it, or at least something close, right? If we can't get a raised crosswalk, maybe we can get a speed bump near the intersection, right? That can sort of act almost as one, right?
You said this work is gonna happen over the summer?
Yeah, which is gonna make it tricky. The board can still do things, just we're not gonna have any votes happening, but we can still like the board can still talk to them. But yeah, so there's that. So yeah, overall,
Okay.
good news. Like you can see the lighting we're putting out, so it's not bad news there. I just want to get more of that happening. I think that might be it. Also, for the community fair, I made a couple like mini surveys about the bus network standards that we had voted for the committee. We gave them out to people who came to the CB9 table at the fair. We got a lot of yes answers to these. I don't have the marked ones with me right now for at home, but I'll pass them down. Oh, you got one already?
I have the other
Yeah. So, we passed a few of these out at the fair.
Did you have participation in the
Huh?
day?
We finished them all up. People finished them all up. We didn't have any left at the end. So, I think we had probably like anywhere between 20 to 40 responses, something like that. We didn't expect that many, but people took them up, no problem. We basically go yeses to everything. People agreed pretty heavily with what these were.
Who would say no to them?
Right. Which is what we're not gonna. Yeah. We're not gonna ask people for
I
most bad things.
hear a lot of complaints about this OmniCard where it doesn't transfer. So you spend $3 one way and then $3 that way, and when you're in a two-fare zone, we'll be looking at not just $6, but not $12, $18.
Yeah. That is the Omni system. It took away the transfer, but it capped the weekly fare at I think 12 fares. So it's a bit, but yeah, it kind of punishes you for traveling once and paying 2 fares, but it rewards you for traveling every day, multiple times a day. It's not.
Doing Fraggle Rock.
I don't like it myself personally, but yeah. I mean, we can forward the
I'm just
complaints.
sharing that.
Yeah.
We was talking about it.
I hear those complaints too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, Omni removed transfers or something?
Yeah.
I thought they kept the free transfer, as
No.
long as it still is within the 2-hour window, because that's what they told us when they were first rolling it out.
Okay, so what I can confirm for sure is that they do charge you twice when you make the transfer.
Right.
They
It's supposed to
calculate
be removed
at
when
the end of the
they
week.
do all the processing at the
Yeah.
end. Exactly.
Yeah.
Is that not happening?
I am not. I can't fully confirm. I'm not fully sure.
Because if that is not happening.
So that would mean that we're still getting transfers and we're getting weekly limit.
Right. 'Cause the reason why they put in the weekly unlimited is because they removed the monthly cards that you could purchase, so that was the replacement for those. But they didn't say they were removing transfers. But if people are still being charged for transfers, it's something we have to talk to the
I
MTA
mean,
about.
there are reports of people being charged more than that from what we're having here.
Hmm.
You know, I've been hearing being charged a lot more than they expect based on their travel. Yeah, it's really interesting. There are situations where they also like, if your card is declined at any point, they ban the card from Omni. So you have to like call customer support, take out the card, re-enable.
If the card is what?
If any card on Omni declines, they kind of ban that card so you can never use it again for a while. It's happened to me many times. I've had to call customers.
You say it declined because you didn't have enough money, or you had money and it just
Or if
didn't work.
it's fraud, if it didn't
Oh.
work, any of that, like if any reason, like if your bank blocks it for any kind of reason, you will reject it until you like call them and complain, which I've had to do many times.
So how I found out about the constantly being charged is that a few people asked for a transfer from the bus driver. He says, "Oh, I'm not paying another fee, give me a transfer." And that's when that whole thing came up.
Yeah. And there's another company that I hear often too, where with the MetroCards previously, if you paid and you used up the last of your money on the card, your transfer still works, but that doesn't happen anymore. You have to have enough money for every fare because it calculates it retroactively.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So if you swipe once and the second part of your transit you have to have again, and you just ran out of money, you can't continue. And if you have $2.95, it doesn't work out.
Right.
It doesn't. Yeah.
No, that's definitely, I'm gonna make a note of that too, so I can
It's
just
particularly bad for buses. If you
Exactly.
transfer from a train to a bus and you just ran out and you're not on the bus, you can't get on the bus in that case, unless the driver lets you in. Good.
Most of the drivers for me, when I've been on the bus, they've been kind of good, because I know
Yeah.
that a couple of times they just took whatever money I had on the card and they left, it was a
Right.
negative, so when I re-upped, they
Is that a
took the
MetroCard
money.
or an OmniCard?
It's an Omni card.
Okay.
They still have MetroCard?
Do they still work? Are they all expired now?
No, they shouldn't. I
There's
thought-
one swipe at every station that you can still swipe at.
They still work, but you can't get new ones.
Oh, right. I know that. I did last year.
Yeah.
I did last year, yeah.
That's interesting. I thought they were all supposed to expire.
At a certain
in-
point.
Yeah,
They are, but
Where do they expire?
sometimes this year.
something like
Some
that.
about this year.
Uh-oh.
But yeah, there's definitely some like rough edges in Omni that people don't like.
Absolutely.
It's kind of like, you know, a little bit biased against.
But I think that you still have the option that you can swipe your debit card though, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So that's a plus, I
Debit,
guess,
credit, all those things, yeah.
you know.
No problem with that.
Wow.
Okay, so the in-person survey did pretty well. I was gonna say the only options that I think 1 to 2 people did not check yes on. They didn't check no, but they didn't check yes either. Was the curb space usage, and I believe if I'm not mistaken, it was stop spacing. And the reasons they gave for the curb space is that one person was afraid of it taking a long time to consultations. And another person was also a little bit scared of the stop spacing. They were scared of MTA like staying at the high end of the stop spacing and not averaging out, if that makes sense. Like they were afraid that MTA would, you know, space them all at like 1,200 feet or like 1,000 feet,
Right.
and not really have any variance for like closer spaced stops.
Yeah.
So they're kind of afraid of MTA abusing that kind of guidance, which, you know, I think it would be worse without, but I definitely take their caution. Makes sense. But yeah, that was it. Overall, I think people definitely responded well to these. And I'll probably bring the finished survey probably in September, so that folks can, you know, revisit that. But overall, it's positive. I think the rest of Brooklyn will probably have no problem with this either. So that's no issue. Alright. That was about 15 minutes for that. The traffic calendar reference. Well, before we get to that, yeah, you had a point about Eastern Broadway and Rochester, right? Let's hold on that and see what people do.
Voting on it, what's the, just wondering, what do we, to know more about it, or to have something done, or what do we?
This will be the recommendation, I guess.
Yeah, kind of more opening the floor for you to kind of talk about what you think might be the best idea to go with that. If you have any ideas on that.
Okay. Perhaps signage for bikers and pedestrians crossing Rochester. I think that was mentioned. That's a good idea. Maybe just a full stop for everybody to let pedestrians do their crossing before the green arrow. I mean, that's
You mean the full pedestrian Like a full stop for cars for pedestrians.
Yeah, the full stop for everybody.
Before they turn.
Yeah,
Hard. Yeah.
Well, you
Just
mean
wonder if that
when you
was
say
that.
full stop, you mean like all direction stop?
yeah.
That's like it's like a Barnes dance.
It's like a
That
what?
is
So
interesting.
a Barnes dance. It's a light timing technique where one street gets to go, the other gets to go, and then they all stop. So pedestrians can cross around, diagonally, however they want, and then the cycle restarts.
If you Lefferts and Nostrand last year or 2 years ago was turned into a barn stance.
Yeah, we have one here.
But it's not. It's terrible.
I don't like it either.
I mean, like, I'm all for any ideas that actually make pedestrians safer, but I've stood at that corner so many times, and like the compliance rate must be in single digits.
Yeah,
So no one follows it.
because people find patterns. So when they see that it's a don't walk, but the cars in their direction are going, they say, well, I could walk too, so they all walk.
But even if not that, let's just say the green arrow doesn't happen when the red light begins. So just a pause, a delayed green arrow. So delaying the green about 30 seconds,
Yeah.
then giving the green arrow let go. That gives pedestrians chances to cross Rochester as well.
I like that idea.
I like that idea. I fear that would cause backups on, like, depending how much time you add, there's still the same amount of time. 60 seconds.
They-
So
They
what
add
if we back up drivers?
No, because usually the left lane,
Wait, I can't hear.
the left lane turning usually doesn't have a lot of people, like maybe 2 cars. It's not a lot. There's never a backup. But the issue is that the lane going straight, I don't know if it's eastbound or westbound, what is that?
Westbound.
Westbound, okay.
Yeah.
So the cars going westbound, there's typically a huge backup there, which causes people to jump into the median and hit
Yeah.
and accelerate to get the green light. That might be where some of these accidents are happening. So if you just pause it on a red arrow for 30 more seconds and then let the green and then let the cars go, then it just means whatever it needs to do. If everyone's not going to stop at the same time, just pause the flipping green arrow. Because when you're coming down, everything you're seeing green ahead of you, and then it turns red. Then you see the green arrow, and it's like, oh, I'm just going to do that.
Yeah.
And I'm going to hit that green arrow and then go down president. I might have done that a few times. Yeah. So, hey.
Imperfect signals, yeah. Okay. So it sounds like you are moving to suggest that the DOT address the light timing in that area
I think that
in a way that helps pedestrian safety.
Everybody's.
And you can, and we're gonna outline a few suggestions, like that one, where we put a pause between the straight red signal and then the left turn going westbound to south on Rochester. Yeah?
Wait, the straight red signal on Rochester or on Eastern?
On Eastern
On
Parkway,
Eastern.
right?
On
Yeah, because
Eastern.
they're turning
Okay.
off at Eastern and flying down Rochester.
Got it. So we want to have dedicated time for the pedestrian
Yeah, so
phase.
pedestrians, when pedestrians actually cross, then the straight traffic stops. So we wanna like make that a little simpler for them.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah, it does. It's also just, it's weird because it's such a wide street that the cars turning almost into them, they're not even looking for those cars.
Right.
Because there's a service lane and then the
And-
big
and
eastbound traffic and then the
And
westbound. So
when we're
like,
crossing, they
driver
can't
can't
see
see
the
fast
green
enough.
arrow. They
right.
think that they
Right,
could
that's
walk,
it. You
and they
can't
just
see
see
it.
cars swinging toward them. So that's also tough.
Yeah.
And that's the flaw kind of within the signaling that they have, that somehow they haven't figured out how at each corner from every vantage point you can see what kind of supposed to be going on.
Yeah.
Because you never really know. A lot of those turn and left turn signals, you don't really know when you
Yeah.
get to the corner.
And
Even though it's a no crossing for the pedestrian, you
Right.
clearly see that. But
So-
if you don't really see anything happening, you're gonna step out
And
and say, okay,
technically it isn't a flaw. It's just not designed to accommodate existing behavior. Like people are gonna cross when they think it's safe, even if the light says no. Right? It's kind of like daylighting, right? People stand on the street to see when they can cross because they're not gonna wait the whole time, right? So daylighting is a
Well,
safe thing.
if I'm walking eastbound on Eastern Parkway,
Mhm.
all in the pedestrian path,
Yeah.
and I see the cars stop, I'm thinking I'm just gonna go.
Right.
But
And they have to cross.
you're not seeing that green arrow when
Right,
those cars
you
coming.
Mhm.
So I mean, a car could hit that turn, see a pedestrian come to a stop, and then the guy coming behind him
Yeah.
just hits him.
exactly.
So I haven't seen it happen, but I can see it probably.
I actually kind of have seen that happen. There was an accident on Buffalo, I think, and Eastern Parkway. And I was walking a dog around there a couple weeks ago, and I think and two cars had done something like that, but they crashed and ran into a tree, and there were some pedestrians there that didn't get hit, they just saw it back away. I got a picture on my phone of it. Yeah, but yeah, like that happens out there. Like, there are lots of like casual accidents that just happen out there on other days. So
Okay.
we all know what the motion is. Just for right. Okay. So the motion on the floor right now is from Ken. I believe, if I'm wrong, correct me, but we move into suggest that DOT revisit the light signal timings at the corner of Eastern Parkway and Rochester. And we're gonna in a way that improves safety for pedestrians, drivers, etc. And we're gonna add a suggestion in to add a clause that makes this pedestrian safe time to cross between when the street vehicles have their red light and before that left turn lane gets the green to turn across into where pedestrians cross.
That'd be correct.
Yeah. Okay.
And signage too, so.
Yes, I understand.
And an additional sign. Yeah. Okay. Quick roll call. Taco? Yeah.
Yep.
Andrew, you sir?
Yep.
Yes. Louise?
Yep.
Bill?
Yes.
All right. And also yes on that. So we unanimous on that one. I'll be relying on these minutes to get that out. So that might end up going through the board office. All right. We should write that quickly so that we can just have the template up so they can try it quickly. But yeah. Okay. That's good. Next thing was Lefferts traffic calming. That's so the thing about this, y'all, I know you guys know Matt from back who's been
You can hear it. I assume to talk about.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Oh,
we're here on that block, that's what we're here to
oh,
talk about.
okay.
Fantastic.
Well,
Do you have
sure.
an update?
Huh?
Do you have an update?
It's really simple. So the deal is DOT. There's not happening with that, but the general gist of it is DOT is saying they want to hear like an official piece from this body
Yeah, great.
about that, and keep in mind, I know we already sent one out,
Yeah.
but that was from the office. But the caveat is that we can only have the speed camera or the speed bump, and I'm assuming it's preference for the speed bump, right?
We'll take the speed bump.
Yeah,
Okay.
but like,
Sorry.
we're open to
Yeah.
speed calming, traffic calming
Right,
measures
right.
that we see in, I have a thing to talk about, can I present?
Sure.
Okay, alright,
I'm going
So I don't wanna
to
forget.
do-
so my name is Eva Ripito, I'll be very quick, and this is
sure,
my,
3 minutes.
this is my neighbor Julie
If you wanna go,
Kissinger.
the camera's
It's
there.
good if you can stand like
Oh,
in front, so
yeah.
you can, the camera's
Hi everybody, and my daughter, one of my kids is here. So Julie and I have been advocating for speed safety measures on our block between Lefferts between Washington and Bedford. Every adjacent block has speed bumps except for ours. If you can imagine if you can picture the intersection, it's where Flatbush turns, where there's a triangle, there's the beer store, and then there's the gas station in the triangle, and cars come off that and they speed for the light, and then ours is a very wide block and they just speed to the next light. So the other day, and we have a neighbor in my building across from Julie's house, she lives across the street, who's been advocating, hey girl, stand here, and he's been advocating, he's got a lot of signatures, but the other day I just sent my own email because I started this, well I was advocating a few years ago, and my neighbors a few years before that, so this predates me. But it seems to be consensus on our block that there needs to be something to slow cars down. So the other day I was walking and I just have a picture, this is the gas station. There's a car driving off the gas. I mean, this is every day. In the pedestrian ramp, into the sidewalk, into the crosswalk.
Can you see it on?
They drive off of the, or out of the gas station all the time, and I'm not always with my phone, and I don't always want people to see me taking pictures of them, but this was a good example, and so I reignited this issue with the council member's office, CB9, Kenneth Bray's office, And here it is. We've been long seeking speed bumps and or other traffic calming measures on our block, both intersections. There are plenty of examples around. One is Underhill Avenue between Sterling and Park, just a mere mile away in Brooklyn. That's one example. You know, point is, I don't need to design this. I'm not with DOT, but they can figure it out. I showed 2 pictures of a car doing exactly what cars always do, which is enter and exit at the gas station. And I don't know why they took away these big granite blocks, but they did during the reconstruction of that sidewalk. We've had our street resurfaced recently. No speed bumps in that. This is
Or any traffic calming measures.
or anything. So why we're continuing to see this is crazy. I want to give you a minute to talk because I don't only have 30 seconds left. Go ahead.
I can allow 2 more.
Okay. I just you know, I'm happy to be here right now. My email ended with I don't have all the time in the world to come to meetings and keep emailing all this. We've been asking for this for years. Like and I've heard rumors tangentially that it's because of fire truck safety or fire trucks, but I see fire trucks on Lincoln all the time. They have speed bumps. I just don't buy that argument. And they put in a speed camera. Do we have any data from that? And that's not going to save a life. A speed camera is something somebody sees after the fact. They need to slow down, period, on our block, so that they're not going to hit kids. Yeah.
If it's then they're not going to see the camera.
Yeah, and that too. And they might be just a passerby as opposed to somebody who knows the neighborhood. Did you want to say something, V?
I don't know.
Say I would like speed bump something.
No.
Okay, go ahead, Julie.
Oh, I mean, it seems so circular. Like, we have been in this circular motion. We've worked with the council office, we've worked with you folks, we've worked with DOT. And we don't know where the slowdown is or what else we need to do to get attention to this. I hope this isn't just a format to allow people to air their grievances, but actually really solve problems. And I am a very calm-natured person. I'm a crazy lady about the people who speed down our street. It is absolutely constant. So in my estimation, the speed camera does absolutely nothing. And it seems like a barrier for us to get any other measures. No one's been able to tell us like what the data on the speed camera is, what happens, we know with super speeders, they don't get stopped. So that is not a traffic calming measure. It is almost like we've been penalized by having a speed camera on our block because it doesn't allow us to do anything else.
And I'm interested to hear you say that it's one or the other because I've never we never even and it's not like we own anything, but nobody ever asked for a speed camera. Like I don't know where that even came from. Like speed bumps amid an entire street reconstruction would have been more aligned with what community wanted. So that's we're just kind of frustrated with the delay. I've spoken with a council member in person at our block party. Go ahead, B.
Well, also, like, speed cameras, it just takes a video of something. It doesn't actually do anything. Like, you take a video of it, and then what happens after?
They regret it.
They regret
it after the fact.
Do they slow down and not hit someone?
Do
I
they
mean,
even get points on their
People
license?
do not care.
We don't know.
Yes.
But nobody seems to know what happens with the speed camera data.
So you've already submitted a request for a speed hump?
Oh yeah, I have the
years
DOT
ago.
numbers. I've emailed back and forth.
Yeah.
I remember this request actually
For years now.
For
Are you
years.
Mia? No.
And
No,
I remember Mia
I,
saying
followed up what they
Teresa,
said.
but
I was out there.
I
walking
remember
with,
this request.
Yeah.
And I remember it was something
and
to
the council
do
person
with
People-
FDNY.
Yeah,
People
Right.
say
Just
people
buy that, though.
speed to get
Just for a little bit of history, is the
Because we're the
reason
only
this
block that
request
doesn't have
was
one.
denied in the past was because of FDNY. Because it's
I
like some
just-
kind
Was
of,
it denied or is it just pending?
It's-
Well, DOT had studied it and they said that it's a good place for a speed bump.
oh, really, so great,
said
so let's put it in.
To who, to you guys? Like, we haven't heard anything.
I remember it was a weird thing before, they've been trying to get it for like more than 2 decades, I think.
Yeah, this has been,
I remember
many
this from a
people-
long time ago, and I think
they've
somebody
been
was,
citing
I
the
think somebody
longest
was
enough.
killed on that
So-
block, like some
A
block.
while ago then.
Yeah, somebody that was,
All right.
did a
Thank you, guys.
newspaper or
This is
something.
time.
It's
I
a residential
appreciate-
block. There's a daycare on the corner. That corner, it's not just a block, it's the intersection too.
Yeah.
Washington and Washington and Lefferts. Like you were talking about the triangle right north of that at Sterling and like that whole area, people go crazy. It's so unsafe. These are simple measures. Bollards for the gas station, so people don't
Yes.
drive
We've been
over
out there
the
for those are on
head
the
ramp.
That I heard,
Why did they
that
take
was,
them away?
so that was the
Yeah.
contractors that were redoing the pedestrian ramps. Like DOT didn't ask them, like they have to move it to pour the new concrete.
Sure.
They were supposed to put it back.
Yeah.
So DOT has its own inventory problem. They're furious with the contractors who have lost.
They've lost
Is
eight
that her
giant.
imagination?
They've lost way more than
It's
that.
her dream.
Yeah, there's, so
That's,
it's a bad contractors out there that have not been keeping track.
I went to some meeting where they told me I should just put stuff out on my own. And I wanna smack them, cause well, I don't have money or time for that, and I can't carry a baller, like but why, this is not a big ask, it's not a big ask.
Sometimes
So,
they
yeah.
do that just to get press.
Yeah,
So Shane
don't-
sometimes works sadly on
Yeah.
agency.
I'd rather go like the civil route.
Well,
you're
I've been
asking
doing it
for-
for a decade though.
Yeah, yeah.
So you're asking for just one speed bump or two?
It's only one, right?
We want two, it's it's one of these really long blocks, so, I
No
mean,
circle, but
we'll shoot for three,
have
we'll
two
get
on
one and a
Sunday.
half.
We have two on Crown.
on
We
one
have
block.
two
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
every block, north, south, east, west,
So
sorry,
I'm
not
gonna
west,
put it out
but
there, cause I don't want you to have it just on that
So-
corner and then they still speed down the rest of the block.
yeah, it's a long block,
Yes,
so two.
and wide too, right?
I would expect to, simply because
And like
Lincoln, go ahead.
I was just to say, the next block has one, Sterling, but they're not even as, vulnerable to speeding because they don't
Yeah,
connect
they
to
don't
Flatbush
connect to
Avenue.
it, but
That's
yeah,
narrow.
that's true.
Yeah,
narrow.
yeah, so we've got
And it's
a wider
wider,
block
they cut off that
connected to
lot.
We're just
Flatbush.
as residential.
Oh,
Like, we are only
completely.
residential.
We are, yeah,
Okay.
completely.
Thank you.
So, appreciate it, thank you guys, appreciate
Yeah.
the feedback.
So what's the motion then?
No, so,
You know,
right, I was gonna say, the most recent reason I got for this is the fact that the speed camera being there negates the speed bump.
Take
You
it
can
down,
have one or
really
the
want.
other.
Take it down.
And it's mainly because they're for different reasons, right? Speed cameras are more for being in
tickets.
streets like Flatbush where you're not gonna go super slow, but they want to protect you from more like 40 or 50, right? Those are for more like you find them on highways, on major streets, on Eastern Parkway, not on smaller residential blocks. Those are more suited for speed bumps, where you might want folks going a little slow, and you wouldn't put a camera there because it's usually one or the other, right? Where you put a speed camera, you typically wouldn't put a speed bump. So, I think the motion today would be to formally request them to remove the speed camera and put a speed bump instead.
And I don't even
So-
know, I've tried to get, like, is the speed camera even working? Does
There-
it go both ways, or is
Well,
it just one way?
Matt didn't
Well,
have the data on that, and it
Yeah,
seemed
and
like,
there's like 5 cars or something.
yeah, it was steady, like
It's giving a similar number of tickets on a regular
Yeah.
basis.
it wasn't
But it's not
reducing
a
behavior.
deterrent.
Right.
That's what that's his point. That's what that means.
Yeah, so like,
The ticket number's not going down.
yeah, it's not a deterrent, people just speed.
So you,
Okay.
so you
So-
want a motion, or you're suggesting maybe
Let's talk about
we make a
let's talk about the
motion
speed
to
camera.
remove the speed
What
camera
are,
first.
Why can't they
this
have
body put a motion out
He said it's
last year, what did that motion say?
That was asking for a study and for a speed bump.
Well, I think they.
And for other traffic animals that.
What is the letter?
Huh?
You voted on the letter too, like,
Yeah.
2 months ago.
Speed
What
cameras
was that- what was that?
Yeah, I understand,
Really
they
fun,
they
that
should
one.
have both.
Should be,
Yeah, I think it would be really clear, like, part of what's
It would
so
test the
frustrating
speed,
is like, what is the next step and how do
I
we
guess
follow
I've
it?
already tested it before. Which is
Okay.
both.
There's a lot happening
Wait,
here.
can you pause it for a second? I'm gonna ask that.
I don't know.
I mean, the logic behind it makes sense. It's a little, there's a lot that needs to be done, a limited inventory.
In finances, but it would also be worthwhile to test
Okay,
it.
yeah, the letter's here, we did send it out, and we requested the incident data
No, you can.
on that block, the criteria, oh wait, that was a different one, I was like, where was this? But
What
that
block do you
hold
have?
on a minute. Huh?
What block do you have there?
The one I had was on Rogers and Empire, that one is was also going out. But,
Yeah, you know, I love data too, but I just want speed bumps.
I know, that's the
Yeah.
ask this time. Basically, the difference is the ask last time
Yeah.
didn't include specifically saying, get rid of the camera and replace it with the speed bump.
Yeah,
That's like, well,
Or any traffic calming measure,
Yeah.
because like, we've also been told the speed bumps are like,
When-
yeah, I mean, a speed,
when we
so,
had
so we can
our
do a lot more speed
walkthrough-
cushion as a backup.
When-
Speed cushion is typically fine for FDNY and for emergency vehicles, because
Those are like that slightly raised.
if those are the ones that have a cutout for the wide wheels, so that large trucks can get through.
Oh, so then cars weave and
Yeah,
I would say every block around us has speed bumps. Every block. I don't see
And
any
the-
cutouts.
the
But your
police-
block is the only one that's two-way.
Oh, yeah, that's the way.
But the block to the east of us and to the east of
Oh,
that,
that's
and
right.
the east of
Yeah,
that,
yeah,
Lefferts
other
past
stuff
us
is
has speed bumps.
Yeah.
There's like zero differentiating other than ours is the fastest.
Well, no, I think
So
yours,
probably most-
agreed, I think yours is in part the fastest because it's getting traffic from Washington and Flatbush.
Totally.
Yeah, I
Like
call
it's
it the
it's
off
the
ramp.
gateway to.
It's
And
off
then
ramp.
everybody goes that way, cause it's listed as the fastest way to go,
Right,
so they go
As
that
opposed to like Sterling, like Julie pointed out,
yeah,
like that's
right,
a
well, you
wide-
can't get to Sterling from
Exactly,
Flatbush,
but they have speed bumps.
but everyone can get to you from there,
I've-
so.
I've gone to the community council meetings with the NYPD. I've done quite a bit of advocacy. I used to work in politics. I sent my email letters and pictures to council members, Congress people, assembly members, all the people who care less
Yeah.
because it's not their district, but or it's not their
We've been to
jurisdiction.
Rita's coffee clutches.
I gave butter to the block party and
We,
show.
we did a walk with her and DOT and
Yeah.
CB9 as well.
And there's
on
just
that corner.
something we just need to like.
Well, at this
Something
point, you
needs to
can't
click.
find the letter right this second, but
Yeah,
going
please don't shut
forward,
down.
we're
Yeah,
going
yeah,
to
We should put
ask
another
to
motion.
withdraw
Paco has
the
the
light,
DOT number.
because they want
right?
speed
Yeah.
bumps.
What's that?
They prefer
Take the
speed
light down, the speed camera.
A speed
Right.
bump, a speed bump and forfeiture of the light.
Right.
Get rid of the light. Nobody has to
And
light.
maybe put like, the,
The camera.
Oh yeah, so
where,
that's the thing.
whereas the cameras
Dante
have
also,
not
this isn't the
caused
letter,
any
but this is
deterrent.
also the most recent thing from Dante. He had requested a speed bump like through the typical channel, and he got a reply from the DOT commissioner for Brooklyn saying that it's within 1,000 feet of an existing speed camera, so they can't install it, which is why we're doing this motion.
To withdraw or to take down
Yeah, just
the
exchange the
camera.
camera for the speed bump.
Where it's 2 speed bumps is preferable, therefore 2 speed bumps are preferable.
So you have to you might get one.
Whereas the
Yeah.
speed cameras have not been a deterrent, that the speeding continues.
Okay.
I put through the normal channel. I did that too.
Yeah.
This
Have
is
there
well
been
before the
accidents,
camera.
have there been
So
accidents
they've
out here?
been saying no or for years.
Is
I
there
don't,
any,
and
were
no
there,
explanation.
have there been accidents if there been accidents on your block? Because we had our speed bumps our street, I live on Sullivan, the speed bumps were removed. They like repaved our street and it happened during COVID, so we didn't get our speed bump back for a long time. And there were so many additional accidents, I mean, a lot, like 9 accidents of people turning from Rogers
So,
on
Someone.
our, we
Yeah.
kind of have a little raceway too.
So did you get it back? Sounds like you
Yes,
got
we
it
got
back.
two, we got them back, but it
That's
took
what
like
I'm supposed to have.
more than,
Yeah.
it took like
Yeah.
maybe
So
2
what do you
years.
say?
Sarah,
This
what's
is
like
okay.
sit down. Yeah.
Hold on.
I'm glad for you.
2
I'm happy
decades,
for you.
but I'm
Alright,
just
so
telling you what,
We're gonna get this motion out real quick.
yeah,
So let's
okay,
not delay
okay,
it.
sorry.
Okay,
Alright.
thank you. Sorry.
okay.
Time flies.
Is anyone willing to move or?
Well, one thing I wanna add to that
Yeah.
is I think this is another case where the signals should be looked at. Because when you're coming down, I'm not an east-west guy here. You're coming down Flatbush
right.
through the zoo, whatever, that way. So when you're driving down, visually, you look and the light is green, right? So you can either make a hard left and try to hit that green light,
Yes.
or go into some red lights, right? So I think that momentum coming down and hitting that left is there.
Right.
If you see
Going
a- if you-
south.
If you see a red light there at that time, you're less likely to try to gun it.
That's correct. Because I know
Okay.
exactly what you're talking
Exactly, and I'm sure that's where the momentum is coming
Yes.
from down that part of it. I don't know what people coming out of the gas station, but I know the momentum of people
Right.
coming down Flatbush and seeing that green light and saying, I can get that, and gunning it. That momentum's carrying them down the street.
Okay.
So I think that signal should be looked at.
Yeah.
So
I mean, if
are
that's
you-
fast
are
and
you-
simple to do,
Open to that being a backup if we can't get
Yeah.
the speed bump?
yeah, of
No,
course.
well, I
It
would-
was there.
Right.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, when we walked through this area with Heath Bray and Rita, I think the reason that we, in the previous version of this motion, left it sort of vague is because when we did that walkthrough, they were like, oh, this is a great case for a gateway calming treatment.
Yeah, they gave a lot of suggestions.
So we wanted to keep it vague because we want DOT to do whatever is the most appropriate for the situation. It sounds like that vagueness has allowed them to do nothing. So I think, I think the community has been clear and been longstanding in their demands for a bump,
Yeah.
so a bump.
Two bumps.
And also-
Speed bumps, period.
Bump outs.
Well,
That's
and
what
with
it
no
is.
law?
Yes, that
Okay.
takes,
Maybe
Like,
as for 3 or 4.
The light not as
No,
not as
it's
a backup, but as an in addition.
Right.
Because I do hit the red light sometimes. Like, you know, it does
so like,
change, but
giving
I hear you.
options and giving vagueness. is-
So we gotta do what you're saying, I guess.
Yeah,
To add that.
Take the
along.
camera down.
Yeah. I
we're
mean,
doing what the community said. That makes sense.
What he says.
Bump outs at the intersection.
so I mean, the bump outs might remove parking, and people
It's
are
already
gonna.
no parking.
Huh?
There's a hydrant and it's no parking at that, on the north
That's right.
corner.
Yeah,
Right?
there's a
It's
hydrant.
not, you're not removing any parking, there is no parking.
That's
Like, we looked at it with Leroy there.
Oh, you mean at the
At the north
At the
corner.
corner
I thought you meant mid block.
No, no.
I've been hearing about like mid block crossings and all that.
Mid,
And
mid
that
block
would
would
take
slow
out
it
two
down,
spots.
but that would remove
That would
parking.
take out two
They don't
spots.
want
Try to
that,
avoid
they
that.
won't do that.
Can we add the lights?
No, let's do what he says. Let's just hinge all of this on switching the speed camera for the bump and see how long that goes. But a signal, looking at the signals.
And then they can look at the timing
No,
of the
but
signal,
we're
right?
gonna do what he wants. We're just gonna look for
I
the
think we should.
Who is he?
Okay,
So
so
we're gonna add on,
But I would say
we're gonna
that
add,
has
so
to take a look at the signal.
add.
This is
all right,
I
we're gonna get back to
suggest-
order real
I
quick. One
suggest-
second, please. Hold on. Let's not encourage that.
I said we're gonna add on lights.
Like in addition to, look at the timing of the lights.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Sure.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's all I wanna
Measures
say.
need to be taken.
Sure.
Yeah. So we're gonna take out the speed light. We're
Yeah, speed
requesting the
camera.
camera out the speed camera.
Boulders.
Into
If we're asking-
add 2 speed bumps.
Okay,
Multiple.
so are
Look
you
at the
moving for
signal.
that now?
She's
Yeah.
saying it, go ahead.
And I'll make a motion
I'm still
that
hearing it,
we ask to remove the speed camera.
right?
Do we have to give a reason? No.
No.
Okay.
We can, we will.
We'll
But
remove
first,
the
not
speed camera
For
and
multiple
replace
bumps.
it with 2 speed humps.
Yes,
Cause I've never seen a block with more than 2 speed humps.
No, we don't need
anyway.
Yeah.
right, and in addition,
In addition to look at the timing of the light on the southbound light on Flatbush Avenue, 'cause that's southbound, right? At the corner of this, of Flatbush Avenue with the timing.
And this, just to clarify, okay, this is the light at Lefferts and Flatbush, right? At the gas station?
yes,
across from the gas
Yes.
station.
yes, yes.
Because from there, so I don't know where that first speed bump would be, but
Probably.
they're still gonna speed around that corner and go until they get to the speed
So
bump.
that, so what, if
So
we're
I-
doing
So I
additions,
think, oh,
So that's,
One second,
Wait, wait, wait.
One second, let him finish.
No, he has to speak.
Let us finish, Andrew.
No, you have to speak, go ahead.
Can the sarcasm.
go ahead.
Sorry,
Go ahead.
we wanna hear what you
We
wanna
wanna
say.
hear, yes,
Yeah, we
finish,
wanna hear what
finish
you're
saying
saying.
what you're saying.
Can I go in?
You
Yes,
may.
please.
Okay, so what I'm saying is when you take that left, depending on where that first speed bump is, you're still cutting hard and turning. So it's not, so a speed bump isn't necessarily slowing it down until they see the visual in front of them. So I think investigating the signal times, that could potentially slow the turn down.
And second emotion that.
I was gonna add, if we're adding additional things, I totally agree with Cam. And I think that we should also look at, don't roll your eyes, please, I'm
Well,
serious.
Seriously.
Okay, hold on.
I'm not gonna do that. Alright, this-
Tell us.
No, you
Andrew,
highlighted that the gateway treatment is essential and that hardening of that perimeter and hardening of that corner or a curb cut would also be warranted. And DOT should look at that too if they're looking at like timing.
A curb cut?
A bump out,
Daylight, I think, right?
No,
yeah, curb out.
I don't think daylighting is gonna slow it down.
no,
That's gonna give you more of a visual of just
Yeah,
going.
there,
right.
Well, I think that
No.
would.
Now we're getting
So,
messy. I mean, we're just talking about
One second.
investigating the signals and speed bumps. So
Yes.
that's all we're saying. When we start piling on, now we want daylighting, we want,
One second.
we want congestion pricing, we want this, we're just getting into everything now.
on the signals, I think looking at the signal at Flatbush and Lefferts
Yes.
is only part of it, because there's another signal.
Yeah.
You
No,
also
no,
have to
no,
look
no,
at-
Papa, what I'm talking about specifically is the signal on Lefferts and Washington. That one over there.
Oh, he said Lefferts and Flatbush.
Okay, no, I'm talking about,
So, okay, so,
that's the one that has the
The east
green light,
one, right, yeah.
and when you see
Got
that green light, you're going.
yeah, no,
Yeah.
he just said the wrong one, I was like,
Okay.
that's the
But the
one,
thing
that's
is,
the
that's
one.
also quite a short piece of street.
Right.
Is it gonna cause a backup if we,
No,
No, it's
Well,
not.
actually, no.
It's not. No, if you
like
hit
4
the,
cars fit in that?
Yes.
Yeah, but you're on Flatbush, so if you hit that red light, you're stopping anyway.
So we mean both.
Yes.
Well, that one I don't think is the issue. I think the issue is you get a green here, you see the green way over here. And you're just like, let me get that green
You're also
going down
saying-
Lefferts.
That the red would deter people from even turning and like blocking, like taking up that.
Correct.
Yeah, I think
That's
that I think that if you see a green here on Flatbush, that should be red.
Okay.
That's what
So,
I'm saying. If that makes any
Just
sense.
just so everyone knows what this means, when we are writing this out, I'm going to have us make a map of the lights we're referring to,
Yeah.
just so
Okay,
that
that'd
folks
be good.
know what is
That's fine.
happening.
Yeah.
You see what I
All
have
right,
to
we're
do?
gonna like circle the lights just
Yes.
so that you make sure that this is in accordance with what you're envisioning.
I'll
we
email
can-
you my map that I sent to people 6 years ago
Okay,
as well, if that would help.
so that's Momo's is on the floor right now. Value is for it,
What
right?
I
Okay.
Right, Paco has
Yeah,
something
no,
to
the
say.
second thing I wanted to add, it was clarifying the signal, but then I do think there's relevance in what you said and someone else also
I brought up the bump out.
the bump out, that I don't think we need more daylighting. I think there's, because it's no parking and a hydrant, there's plenty to see there.
Correct.
It's that because it's so wide, it's so easy to speed.
Right.
Like I see people blow the red light anyway, so I don't, like if they change the signal timing, that doesn't matter. People are still encouraged to go fast whenever they're gonna move. I think since there's already no parking there, I do think on the north side, some sort of extension to narrow the crossing
Great.
will,
But Pablo, if
Yeah.
you have that red light there, right, how are you gonna run that red light when it's just an existing red light? When you're coming off of
'Cause
Flatbush, you're not gonna start speeding into a red light.
no, right, but if you're already past Flatbush, coming off the gas station when they drive on the pedestrian ramp, they floor it.
You're talking about on Washington now?
Washington.
No, I'm
Where
saying
you're
from the gas station, they floor it down Lefferts eastbound.
Or
The
northbound.
picture that she showed
Mhm.
is that car, they're just going.
They're coming out of the gas station.
Yeah,
And they're coming out on
They do an
Lefferts?
illegal cross to the
they're
gas
coming out
station.
in the intersection where the pedestrian ramp is. It's not a car ramp. So I'm saying there is just, pretend lights don't even exist. There's just no deterrent because it's as wide, it's like a highway.
Mhm.
Whereas if it was 5 feet narrower,
I
it might
don't
slow them down
I don't
a little bit.
necessarily, I wouldn't necessarily disagree with that. But what I'm saying is, I think there's something here to keeping it very simple and saying we just want to get rid of the speed cameras, put in the speed bumps. Let's just see if we can get that done.
Yes.
I can agree with that.
And then just looking at the signal times, I don't think that's a big ask. Just can you look at them and say, could we switch them? And we're done.
Right, I think when,
If we start asking for now bump outs and other,
no, but that was the
Yeah.
thing, we didn't ask for anything and we got nothing. That was the.
no, we did what we should have with the letter that we approved like 2 months ago.
May I
Because the guy came in here and I pushed hard. I'm like, let's get the letter out. Let's get the letter out. If the letter went out, they know that we want a speed bump.
Okay, you wanted to say
May I
something?
just respectfully ask that you include something on the intersection, because I don't even take my kids across there most of the time. I go and I cross mid-block. Cars go around the corner like crazy, so if you're gonna send a letter to DOT that gets their attention, please, just you could say, implement intersection calming, traffic calming. I swear, it's elsewhere, we see it around the city, and I know it might be asking too much, but
I'm aiming for this to be probably like a full resolution on that part, that intersection, not so much a letter this time, because we sent one already. I think we'll-
whatever is the most.
But yeah,
Thank you. I get your point, I totally do, but I live it every day and I have kids and there's a daycare there. There are little kids walking across. And of course, idiots on their phones not looking around, I don't know. But it's just it's a tough intersection,
Do
yeah.
you wanna put this to full board in June?
yeah, it should be quick.
Okay.
Oh, we really appreciate that.
So-
When is that?
Yes,
June 18th, Thursday, okay.
7 p.m.-ish.
Here?
Not here.
No, it's at 400 Empire Boulevard.
Or-
and
Yeah,
it's
Starting at
6:30.
6:30 to make time
Starting
for
at
the elections.
A week
So
from
6:30.
tomorrow.
Yeah,
A week from
really?
tomorrow.
Yes, if you
Okay.
want to
Yes,
come
we
and
got
give your
this.
testimony.
It's our,
we'll keep it shorter, we'll tighten it.
If
Yeah.
you wait
Okay.
too
Thank
long,
you.
everyone
Okay.
wants to
Thank you so
run.
much.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thank you for
Yeah.
doubling all the time for
Yeah.
the
Okay, so let's get it
I
going.
was here earlier asking.
What is on the floor right now
if
is
we
the-
have a permit.
Val
Thank you
made
all.
the motion,
I made the motion, yeah.
and it was to remove the speed cameras.
Replace it with the
that are
balloon.
non-effective.
Put 2 bucks instead.
Put 2 bumps instead, to look at
The signal.
signal timing at
And then
Washington and Lefferts, and then include a map in there. And if we want to put what Eva just said, some intersection
Calming, something.
for like
consideration.
consideration. The top order
Priority
is speed camera removal for speed hump,
Bump.
Yeah,
for 2 speed bumps. included.
Thank you for all you do and volunteer of your time. Thank you.
Okay,
Good
thank
night.
you.
Good night, second that emotion.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, next.
So we're gonna do roll
Right,
call.
I mean, that emotion.
Nobody else voted yet. We only got 2 votes so far.
Next.
Do a roll call. Papa? Yeah?
Yes.
I'm against it. I can't go for that intersectional stuff, it's too big for me.
Alright, let us know.
Okay. No?
I have no
Okay.
clue.
You can also
So if-
amend it to remove the intersection if you
Well,
want.
as it stands, it's that big stuff.
You can amend
Oh,
it.
so
You can
are we
alter it.
saying that we want the bump out? And so that would be the
That's the only thing
call?
that I wanted.
So
So I would say put
in-
the call in,
in-
put that we want the bump out as opposed to whatever
Oh,
traffic
you
calming.
can't
That
remove
could
the
be-
bump, they have to have the bump in the resolution.
No, the
Yeah,
bump,
exactly.
when Val said bump out, she's referring to like a single curved daylighting piece.
Right.
Oh,
It's a
okay.
narrow
Oh, I
shade.
understand.
It's not daylighting.
What is it?
As a,
Isn't
an
it
actual
when they
bringing
bring
the
the
curb out.
curb out with the cement, right?
So to make the crossing narrower.
Isn't that daylighting as well?
It could be daylighting, but also
That's what it's
daylighting.
called.
No, but daylighting could also be paint.
I know,
get
but
gotcha.
it is concrete daylighting.
It's a little bit different. To have the pedestrian
But the
cross
word
and then you
is-
put a big bollard
Yes.
there, it's a little different than having.
Or yeah.
Daylighting can oftentimes just be those plastic bollards and some paint, I hate that.
Yeah, they're all different.
I
forms
don't
of
want
daylighting.
that.
Okay,
Something
so you're
else that
saying
I
like
think,
hard daylighting with concrete.
or just strengthening in general, bring the boulders
See,
back.
this is what I'm
It didn't say
saying.
that.
Just-
Okay.
Can we say?
So that kind of something you can move to amend it if you disagree with that
Well, I
piece
mean-
of it. Go ahead if you want to.
2 speed bumps, investigate the signals.
I'll consider that a motion to amend.
I want them to get their speed bumps.
So I'm
Right.
gonna consider that a motion to amend and remove the intersectional.
Whatever the intersection
yeah.
is, I don't know.
Who is in favor of that? Please.
Yes,
No.
let's.
This is an
I'm in
amendment.
favor if that's gonna make it happen quickly.
That's it.
Okay.
Because how long is it gonna take for the,
To keep it
This is not what
simple.
this is not what they asked for. This is not what Keith Bray said was possible here.
Wait,
but what
they
has he
said
done
two-
thus far?
Nothing. What have we done?
Well,
this
okay.
far?
So we're saying 2
speed
speed
bumps is not
bumps
possible?
No.
and lights and
No, they've been
signals?
trying for 10 years for the speed
So
bump.
what
Okay,
has
so-
he done?
So adding more stuff onto it makes it more possible?
She literally just said, her final comment was just, I asked,
So
we
she
should
so,
just
so,
ask.
so then subsequently she can ask for that, but let's get them the speed
No,
bumps.
she just asked us to include, her words were intersection calming.
Yeah, I don't follow the logic.
Okay,
like,
so
you can't get
question-
speed
so
Okay,
my
bumps.
hold on, hold on,
question
we're
is,
still
what is
voting.
it-
1 second, 1 second.
So what does
The three-
intersectional calming look like?
I think, to me, it's a bump out, but to her, I think it's anything that will make that intersection
They wanna show up the
calmer.
intersection. They wanna show up in the intersection.
No, she said anything.
Right,
That's vague.
yes.
If for 10 years they can't get a speed bump, why don't we just fixate on the speed bump?
Alright, then
That's
drop the traffic lights.
Get that
Okay.
speed bump.
No,
What?
don't drop the traffic light.
If you're really focused on the
No,
speed
we
bumps, then just make it simple.
No.
That doesn't require any
No.
So,
construction.
okay,
Right.
I will ask for Andrew your vote on the amendment to remove the intersectional calming.
I think that is against what their wishes are.
Marco?
I'm against the amendment.
Okay. So,
So
there.
So,
Six of us.
can we
So,
please have,
What may I ask,
can
what
we-
is the
one
motion
second,
on the
please.
floor?
I have a
can I
question.
speak, please? Because I'm always, giving into what everyone is saying. Can we have the 2 speed bumps that they're requesting and the lights?
We're in the middle of voting.
Let's do this. Come on.
We're in the middle of
Did
voting,
they-
there's still debate
Did
happening.
they ever request the lights? Was that something that came with
They
Matt?
agreed to it. They didn't say no.
They didn't request it, but it was
But
an
they
idea
didn't
from
say
Ken
no.
that they
That
wanted.
helps.
So that has to do with the
Let's
intersection
go.
as well.
Yes.
Andrea, you had a question?
I just lost track of what exactly is, what are you voting on right now? Is what I've lost track of what's being voted on.
We're currently voting to make a resolution to have DOT replace a speed camera,
Right.
well, remove a speed camera,
Mm-hmm.
and instead place a speed bump or 2 on that block of Lefferts Avenue between Washington Avenue and I think Bedford.
So that's what was being voted on, and then,
The addition to that,
first.
the addition to that,
Right.
there are 2 additions to that. The first
Okay.
addition to that is retiming or examining the light timings in that area so that drivers don't have straight greens
right,
coming off of Flatbush. And the second addition is a request for intersectional calming. So like crosswalk shortening, which might mean things like, like cement daylighting, curb bump outs, that kind of thing. And that was a suggestion as well. And right now we are voting on an amendment to remove that second addition. So it would just be the speed bumps and the light timing.
so the intersection comment was added, and now you're voting to remove that addition?
Yeah, you're voting to amend it to remove that.
Amended to remove.
Because there's some
Okay.
disagreement there, so we're working that out.
Did we have enough ayes, like did we have enough yeses to pass the original thing?
That's what I'm trying to
That's-
figure out, cause I thought
we
it
all voted
was,
and
it was 5
Yeah, it was
yeses
five.
and 1 no.
It's all.
So really, once you start voting, you can't amend a motion once it's been voted on, so that was 5 yeses, 4 noes, whatever the original motion was, that's passed.
No, it didn't,
So-
it didn't,
That's not true.
Yes.
Yeah,
he didn't finish.
I didn't
the
say
count.
that, I didn't
It
say
wasn't
that
a
it
close
carried.
count.
I
That's
didn't,
not true.
Started
we didn't consider it passed.
Right, but
Let's not
once
be
you
smart.
start to vote, you can't make an amendment.
Correct.
Once the voting begins, you have to vote up or down on whatever the motion is, which is why I got confused.
But typically,
You can't change
Robert's
in the middle
rules
of a
begins
vote. You gotta do it before the vote.
Yeah, no, but Robert's
The
rule
amendments-
says
No,
once
what
you
goes
start
last?
voting, no changes can happen. So what would have to happen is you vote this motion down, then make a new motion with what. So just so it's clear what is
Yeah.
being voted on. So what I would say is vote whatever the original motion was down, make a new motion with the new language so it's clear what exactly is being voted on right now. Because it's not clear what, like there was no motion, there was no formal motion to amend. I don't think one of the amendments had a vote. It's just not clear what exactly the committee is voting on right now, at least in my mind. I'm not on the committee, I'm sorry for
No, you're good. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine.
but just
It's
trying to
fine.
understand.
it's fine. Yeah, I'll take that. We can make a new motion right now to take care of those first two. And I'll go with that for now. Yeah, so I'll go with Isaiah's suggestion, and we will begin another motion to vote on the first two items, meaning the speed bumps and the traffic light timing. Alright, anyone willing to move for those two items? It seems
So we're voting on
I agree.
2
with that.
speed bumps and just
I agree.
take a
just
look
traffic
at
light
the
timing, yes.
timing.
Yes, the first two.
I agree.
So can you move
They
it?
did
You
say
move for that?
intersection. They did say that.
Alright,
They said I
feel like
want
Felice,
my
you're also
child to the
seconding that?
far.
Yes.
okay.
They
Val,
did mention
you're-
the intersection.
Bullet
Yeah.
back.
Val, you vote on this?
Bullet back.
Val,
Wow,
you vote on this?
she's thinking.
Okay.
What am I voting on now?
You're voting on the traffic light timing and the bumps.
Bullets back.
No intersection comment.
So we didn't add that on to
We-
the original
gonna-
vote?
We are re-voting right now to just
Right.
make sure it's very clear. This is for the first two items, the traffic light timing and the intersection and the speed bumps on Lefferts Avenue.
We'll do that
Bullets
first.
back.
And then if there's anything
Bullet,
to add,
bullets
we,
back.
you know, we're gonna do
Well,
this.
the bullets would come back if they find them, right?
Yeah.
And you would need to have the.
Yeah, we're gonna, let's keep it focused.
Wait, so the original motion is on the bumps and looking at the lights, right?
Yes.
Now, is someone making a motion to amend that motion to add intersectionality, the intersectional calming things?
No, the motion right now has both those things. The lights and the
No, but
the
he's
bumps,
saying the
right?
third
The
thing.
intersection comment is not
Because
right now.
if you wanna add the third thing to this motion, before you vote on this, someone needs to make the motion to amend, you vote up or down on that motion,
No, wait, I
then you
know
vote
that.
on the original motion.
Yeah.
So you can't vote on those two things without first voting on the intersectionality
Yeah, we're
comment
not,
to be added.
yeah, we didn't add that yet.
Okay, so
Voting
it's
on-
not,
So
no,
Yeah,
that's what I'm
that's
saying,
what
so
I'm
you
saying.
have to
Yeah.
add it now before, so this is an amendment to the main motion, you have to vote on the amendment to the main motion
Yeah.
before you vote on the main motion. So if the
Correct.
main motion is the speed bumps and the lights, we're in
Yes.
discussion on the main motion, someone has to move the amendment to add the intersection to the main motion, you vote on that amendment, then you vote on the main motion.
This sounds a little bit like full assembly rules and not committee rules because
I mean, that's just general,
That's Robert's rules
that's just the
that we all
procedure,
follow.
you have to vote on the amendment before you vote
No, I
on the
know.
main motion.
So that's
I know that.
Robert's rules
No, I
and they
know that.
affect
What was
all
that?
committees.
And
And
the
the
amendment.
full-
Right, that's what I'm saying.
well, is it
Robert's
Yeah.
rules.
So-
Isaiah, we know that.
If I-
What comes
if I-
last
I'm
goes first.
sorry, excuse me, Andrew, what was
Sorry.
that?
if I request
Please,
to move
I was
an
counting.
amendment
I'm
to
sorry,
this motion
I'm sorry.
for that third thing,
Yes, that's what you do.
Yes,
So you have to get a second.
do I have a
You
second?
don't need a second in committees.
Alright,
Just saying.
alright, so I move to amend those two to add the
So do
third
we,
thing.
we always have a second.
Yeah,
You have
Robert's
to do,
rules.
you have to follow Robert's rules for a second.
I'm sorry.
well, I
There-
don't think
there is
it's
no
required
committee-
for a committee,
It's
in the
not.
full assembly. So I think that's fine. So you've moved the motion to add the intersectionality. Now we're in discussion on that motion. Is there any discussion? I think you've done all the discussion, so now you move to the vote.
Well, yeah, there's also no limit. There's no limit to discussion in committees either.
So
There's no
vote,
limit to
vote.
discussion, but I
But
think
yeah,
we've
we
all
do call the
discussed.
vote.
So
We do
now
call
you
the
can call the
vote.
vote.
Yeah.
Vote on the amendment.
So this is a vote for the 2 plus.
So you just amended that.
The
This is a
intersect-
vote to add in the
Yeah.
intersection
Yeah.
comment to the main motion
Yeah.
of
We're
the
only
bumps
voting
and
on
the
that.
lights.
On the-
Okay.
So now you're voting to add the amendment
yeah.
to the main motion.
Okay.
I'm in favor of that.
Andrew?
Yes.
Right. Louise? This is a vote to add the intersectional
Just
comment
the amendment.
to.
Oh, okay, yes,
So you're a yes on that?
yes.
I'm against.
Okay.
I'm for.
Okay.
Great.
So that carries. The amendment
The
carries.
motion is passed.
Right.
But
We're all
it's
learning
kinda,
here.
it's kinda
It's good to
confusing.
do.
No, so we're adding, so the main motion
No,
is
that's
the
not
bumps and the
confusing to me.
lights.
What's confusing to me is what will be the
The calming measures.
yes.
Priority number
Shouldn't
one,
get forward if you don't
get
know.
rid of the camera and add the bumps.
No, that's not what they're
That's
saying.
not what I'm saying.
What?
I'm saying by the gas
The
station.
amendments.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh,
what
yeah.
is your amendment?
What's happening there, because it's
Return the
not-
boulders, reduce the crossing at the intersection.
Reduce the crossing.
They're not
That's
saying
his amendment.
everything that it is what it is. So not something we should vote for. They're just saying they wanna calm traffic. What does that mean specifically? It could mean a lot
I
of
think
things.
that's where the confusion came in,
That's where the
because
confusion is.
because we are not clear, it's not mentioned, that one thing is not mentioned,
Well,
it's just
why-
out there.
Andrew, what specific calming measures do you want to see in the intersection?
Wait, I wanna
Great
understand.
question. Short term would be strengthening and making the intersection secure by bringing back the boulders or adding bollards where they were removed. And then long term would be having the DOT or another agency or somebody evaluate reducing the crossing distance
I
there.
have to disagree with the reducing the crossing for the reason that once you do the bowling, we have to do one measure at a time. Because when you
That's
put all
short-term,
of these
long-term.
things together, it seems to be so hard to get one thing done.
So there were bollards there before,
Right.
That's what I'm
so the
That's
DOT
right.
should be putting it back, so that's what
That's
you're saying,
That's what I'm
it's short
saying.
term.
No, that's right.
Hit the ball,
That's
Bring it
right.
back anyway.
Right.
Right, that's right, but when you start adding more to it, that kinda,
If you
you
feel
know.
like as a
Jonathan, no
counterpoint,
one's you want to take your vote?
what is your specific ask for the
Right.
lights? What do you want the
I
lights
want-
to look like?
Okay,
What's the specific ask?
This
The
is
specific ask is that when I'm going southbound on Washington or Flatbush,
Flatbush.
when I'm going southbound on Flatbush,
Mhm.
there's a turn on Lefferts.
yes.
Left on Lefferts.
Yes.
Right, so there's usually a green there. If we can make that green the red, so when I'm coming down, there's no quick, cause I guess that's where they're speeding.
Yes.
Which red?
Excuse me?
Which red?
The
The-
other light, not the Flatbush light.
Washington
The,
and
not
the
Washington,
Washington.
the Lefferts light. Have the Lefferts light red, so that when you turn in,
You sit
it's
there.
red, right?
Yeah.
Whereas now, I
Sit
guess
there
they
and
turn
back.
in, they.
Yeah.
Because I don't know actually how many people are actually turning down that street off of Flatbush, so I don't know what
It's
the,
enough.
Yeah,
Okay. All right.
cause if there's a turning lane there, they just have to wait,
So you're gonna make
just have to
the
wait.
Well,
you wanna make the lights out of sync.
I was saying,
Yeah,
yes.
out of sync, out of
Yes,
sync.
I was
It-
saying.
Okay.
That is a clear ask.
So
I getcha.
So
That's
just-
clear to me that look at the signal timing.
So just to make sure we're all clear on this, that amendment is
If you
still
look at the signal
passed as of right now.
See that.
Now you gotta vote on.
Everyone
everything.
except for Cam voted yes on the amendment for the
To add
intersection.
we're talking about adding the vague intersections.
Yeah,
Okay.
you voted no on the
Bollards
Cam, everybody else
and-
seemed to have voted yes on the bollards and the intersectional comment.
What past, present, future thing he was talking about.
Yeah.
The ghost of Christmas past.
That's, are you just clarify, are you all okay with your votes on that? Yeah? Okay. Sounds like a yes to me. Okay.
I'm good with it.
So now we will vote on the original motion amended, right, which is including all of the above, the traffic light, being out of sync, the,
Big bold, get rid of the camera with the bumps. That is big bold
That's the most
summary, and then
important
everything
piece.
else is sort of footnotes.
right.
Not footnotes, but it's our ass.
Yeah.
It's three, it's
It's our
mainly,
ass.
it's
We have,
mainly,
we have demand and then we have an ask.
it's mainly four pieces, so the speed bumps, the traffic light timings, the ball at the gas station, and intersectional calming, maybe crosswalk
But
narrowing.
only
No.
remove
You just
the
voted yes for
camera
that,
with the other
please.
two.
I wanna-
You just voted yes for
What
that.
are we doing?
But I think that we need to be specific. If it's in
That's all it has
intersectional calming is fine, yeah, okay, there could be 75 things. But we said the bump out or whatever, so I would say
Okay.
to identify.
So we'll clarify it.
Right, to identify something, because they talked about when you're walking, oh, that's a beautiful idea, oh, it's great. And what happened? Nothing.
Okay, so we're gonna clarify maybe two options for the
Yes,
The-
that's
the
on,
comment, right?
that's
That's
on,
gonna be-
that's on the record already.
you're right. So that's gonna be
The
the
bollards
sidewalk bump outs.
Yes.
and the bump out, so let it go.
And the bump.
Yes.
Immediately.
And let it go.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay, so we're clear on that. Good.
Jesus
So now I'm
Christ.
gonna do a quick roll call for the original full motion here.
You said original.
Well,
The
as
motion
amended.
as
amended.
As
The
amended.
amended,
amended
full-
one.
yeah, with everything that we just talked about. Which just means a little bit of crosswalk narrowing at the Foot of Washington, and the bollards for the gas station. It's two things.
To replace the bollards that were taken
Yes.
away, because
And
it's,
walls.
they were there.
Right.
Somewhere they got
Just
something
not
sitting on the
taken away,
side.
they were displaced. They were
Okay,
just
so we are gonna
forgotten.
vote on-
They're on the- they're in
Soccer.
forever.
Yeah, somewhere.
You're voting on the
Yes.
solar, and you're voting on the light, and you're voting on the two speed bumps. Right?
Yes.
Okay.
Probably
Yeah.
Prospect
Okay.
Heights.
Okay.
You vote on that.
Right.
Prospect Heights.
Was there something else? I
The two
missed?
bars.
So it is four things. This is the speed bumps on methods. It is also the traffic light timing being re-examined. It is also the
Replacement of,
replacement of the gas station bollards so that
Mhm,
traffic is
mhm,
connected
mhm.
properly. And it is also narrowing the
I
crossing.
disagree.
Okay,
They kick me off because no,
okay.
I'm going for what we we
See,
have
this is
already
one
trying
piece
to
of
do
it
that's
for.
easy. That's
Okay.
it's that one piece, right? No.
Okay, so you're a no on that.
Which one piece?
The crosswalk narrowing.
No, which one piece is easy?
The boulder because it was already there. So I'm trying. I'm hearing what's happening with DOT. I'm trying to do something that's really easy and simple. That was there already. Let's do that. Oh, right. Oh, we can do that. It's really simple. I'm trying to something
Okay.
that's real simple and easy and quick.
Okay. Cam, your vote on this.
Against.
Okay.
I'm with it.
Okay. I don't know, so we got 2 against.
I don't know why
Cam,
DOT makes it so
this-
hard.
This motion carries.
So
So go on that.
we will put this to a resolution, not just a motion.
Yeah, it'll be
So
a
the
resolution.
full board is gonna vote on this,
Yep.
and we need to make maps or diagrams.
A symbol map
Okay.
with some lights.
So they can move forward with it,
Indicated.
because they've been dilly-dallying all this time, and they walked the spot, and even though we say, oh, it's this, let's see it happen, because I gotta say, it took like almost 10 years for us to get the speed bump on my block. 10 years.
Right.
I still haven't gotten the things done on my block, okay? And it's supposed to be simple. I still haven't gotten it.
I believe.
I think that's
And
one
all
thing
I'm
we all
asking
agree.
for is a
Are
simple
we-
sign.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying, the
Paco.
simplest thing.
And
And
it
it hasn't happened.
in more than
Okay.
10 years.
What's more than 10 years? Absolutely.
All right. We just got that done. So we're gonna.
I'm getting steam
Okay. I mean, we just solved it.
over the
We got
safe,
two
yeah,
streams.
well, I'm talking about now Washington Avenue. They haven't made that safe. You're talking about that.
Okay.
Sure, I know.
And that's
Alright,
why
let's
my
go.
head is that way. I'm like, how you doing all of this? Do something simple. I can't even get a sign.
We're working on that, Felice.
Oh my
Come on,
gosh,
that
it's
one.
Bus
4
stop.
minutes.
All right.
4 minutes
You
of
can-
game time.
You can move that one down to September,
Is it- is
okay?
there-
We'll table that. Unless you can
Just
tackle it
a
right.
sign.
Well,
A sign. Jesus
The
Christ.
thing, for that final item, the thing I would say,
Sure, you were saying.
yeah, I mean, I asked the committee, like, what do we do? Cause
A sign.
that's,
That was related to your point.
Bus stop blockage.
yeah, the bus stop is blocked every single day. Absolutely every single day. I don't think, realistically, asking for enforcement, I don't think is going to change anything. And like every day, I drop them at school and I see a woman with a cane have to walk out into the street to get on the bus. Because the cars at the auto body shop are parked on the sidewalk blocking the bus stop entirely.
So this is the bus stop going
It's the beach,
eastbound, no,
Northbound.
westbound.
That's not.
yeah,
Because the school is across the street.
no, the school's on that street.
So it's on East New York Avenue or
It's on
Troy?
East New York
It's on
Avenue.
East New York.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bus number.
It's the B12 there.
Okay.
So like the bus, it's just rude to all the
So are you suggesting moving the site? within the stop?
So the car
In an
repair.
ideal world, I would say we ask for enforcement and NYPD would come.
Okay.
There's already now, it's a camera corridor enforcement, like buses will have cameras now, they put up all the signs.
Yeah.
But like, you can only catch, the camera can only catch a car if it's parked parallel to the curb. These cars are perpendicular, because they're half on the sidewalk, half in the street.
Right.
And even so,
Or they
like,
don't have licenses.
or they don't have license plates, they don't even have their bumper half the time. It's garbage in the street that is blocking the bus stop. I don't think enforcement is going to change it, and I think the simplest thing is sadly asking MTA to, as they're redesigning the routes, is there a better spot for it? It's gonna be an inconvenience for the senior housing across the street, but maybe on the next corner over, maybe 100 feet in the other direction would be easier for them, I don't know. But it causes a pileup there, because when the bus can't pull over, then you get a traffic jam, because it's right at the corner. And so now you get traffic going northbound onto Troy. And it becomes, for a couple of minutes, it becomes pretty hairy, and then you get impatient drivers, like, it's just messy because of the mechanics. I would love them to be kind and change their behavior, but I don't think they're going to. So I asked everyone here, what do you think you can do?
Well, as for the vehicles that don't have a license, if they don't have registrations in front, then the police can get involved. But if there's registration in front of, like the window.
Yeah, but it's
a body shop, right?
It's a body shop.
Ah.
It's like half of a car sometimes.
Oh, boy.
So,
Yeah.
like, and I'm
So
not trying
in
to screw the
community
mechanics.
affairs, if they have to go and have a conversation, let's start with a conversation, that this is what's going on,
Yeah,
and, for compliance, that,
Right.
if you don't comply, then the next step is
You asking for the
just such a-
71st precinct to come in?
whomever, community affairs,
It's
to
just
have a
such a-
conversation.
yeah,
And
I
I
thought we,
understand you have a business, I got that,
right,
but you're blocking the bus stop as well.
right.
So how can, because what is the resolution? What is, you're
Yeah,
saying move the bus stop?
I think that's the only thing that would actually solve the problem.
Okay, so he wins.
I just want someone to get on the bus.
Right.
Like, it's
I mean, if
it's
you want
unfair.
the 71st
He
precinct
continues
community
to use the
council to
curb.
step in, just give me the address and I'll ask them.
It's just take a look at it and see
Yeah,
what
I thought we had
possible
already done it because this
resolution.
came up a few months ago too. I thought that the office had already asked for enforcement there, but maybe they didn't.
Is there gonna be a
Just
community?
connect
Because
with
police is on
That's
the
all.
committee.
Yeah, no, I know you are. I thought it had
Okay,
already
hold
gone
on
there.
1 second.
Wait,
You have
do
a
we-
question?
I just wanna make a comment before the meeting ends about something different. I wanna make sure that it's added that we still don't have paint on Ludlam.
Yeah.
For the car thing, it's still, the problem is ongoing, people are getting ticketed, towed, that's still happening. After,
I'm gonna pursue that again. If
yes,
it's done,
please,
so. Okay.
please, and the other thing that I wanna make a note of that is very concerning, cause I there's been, because of that bike lane they're adding on Ocean, the way that it's built out creates a very, very narrow pedestrian. And bikes are coming down Flatbush,
What?
they go over that bump, I've seen a very, very bad accident there, they go over the bump, the bikes people should be getting off their bikes there because the build out, there's only like maybe 4 feet of space now
Yeah.
where you stand to cross the street, which was already a hazardous crossing, and the bikes race down. They're going through the boulevard. They're almost hitting people. I've seen bad accidents there, including a very, very bad accident where a man, his bike wrecked. He smashed his head. He was bleeding. The ambulance came. Very bad. So I know it's a little bit out of our purview, but that is so dangerous.
You can request dismount signage there.
And where is this at?
This is at
Ocean and
Prospect
Empire.
Park, exit Ocean, Empire,
Flatbush.
Flatbush Crossing.
Okay,
It's like the bikes are coming down Flatbush, right? And then
Wait, how many we
suddenly
got?
the bikes go up on the sidewalk, right? The bikes go at the very end on a downhill, they go up on the sidewalk. And that sidewalk ramp is terrible where the bikes go up, so the bikes wreck. And they're also like running right into this very narrow path now because the build out is like
The
from-
construction fence.
the construction fence is so, they changed it, and they used to have a sign there that said slow down, that only lasted for the picture they put in the newspaper. They disappeared after that,
Okay,
so
fine.
they
Let's
should,
talk out, good night.
they should dismount there, they should dismount.
Okay, I moved to add dismount bike signage there.
Okay.
You made the motion?
Yeah, I'm moving to add dismount bike signage.
Dismount right there, you
Yeah.
know, that's what I think would be the best solution for now until they do whatever they're gonna do, because it really sucks right now.
Are you ready to call the question? Are you ready to call the question on that? Yeah, okay, so that's a yes vote from yes, against the dismount bike signage, yeah. Okay,
See, I don't ride bikes, I don't know what mountain and this mountain and what's gonna happen over there.
I'm in support of this.
well, 2 isn't enough to pass this right now. So
Are you
we
voting?
have Felice, so I said, yeah, so we have Felice, that's 3.
So dismount, so
Yeah.
she wants
You
them to stop and
block
get off
your
the
bike.
bike.
Yeah, because
Right.
they're.
Not run
they're-
into the pedestrians. It runs right, it's kind of illegal what they're
It's too
doing
late for
anyway.
It's too late for that.
Well, you can take a look at it, you know, so since we talk about bikes, throw in there that they need to make sure that everyone has a helmet on.
Is that it?
What that's riding these bikes out here, because we're talking about they're getting hit and all this other stuff and getting injured. Well, you know, your head is the heaviest part on your body.
But they're hitting
They're hitting
you're
people.
hitting the pedestrian.
They're hitting the pedestrians and they don't have insurance and they get hurt and injured. So there's a lot of stuff we can talk about
Sorry,
them
that's
with
what-
bicycles.
Is that a yes vote now?
Okay, I guess we can dismount. They need to, don't they know they should be
They
dismounted?
should be, but they are.
No. The previous version, like you were supposed to keep riding your bike.
That's what
on
it
the
says, there's no
sidewalk.
dismount sign.
It's weird.
Okay, well they need to dismount.
Like basically the bike lane goes onto the sidewalk for like 20 feet.
Yeah.
And there's people that are coming every which way.
Just go right up onto the sidewalk.
Sideway.
Alright.
And there's
so-
nowhere for them to
so
go,
One
but-
second.
So Cam is opposed,
Sorry, Cam's
Valerie is a
opposed.
yes.
Everyone else is a yes. That is 4, so maybe I'm
So it's
right now.
good.
We're good.
Okay.
Any new business? No.
No,
Great.
no new business.
We should talk
Okay.
on the WhatsApp about our plans for next year though.
I mean, we're in the committee, so can it be disbanded? But we can just, people can talk to people.
Chat.
Can I ask for new business for a sign on Washington Avenue?
That's old business.
Oh,
It's
okay.
unfinished business. I mean, it's finished by us, but the next steps are gonna continue to work with DOT on that. Yeah, there will be things happening with that. We will continue that work.
You see my face, right?
I see your face.
Uh-huh.
Aim it at DOT.
Right.
We did our part.
Uh-huh.
Alright.
Right. What you say?
So, alright, with that, the agenda is
Yes,
exhausted.
we good?
Is completed. We're adjourned.
Was there anything
Is there anything that she wanted to say? Was that
Yeah,
she just
before-
coming and hanging out with us?
Definitely love to come and hang. My question is, after the meeting is finished.
meetings adjourned?
Basically, you've all been working with DOT a while already. So
Yes.
is this 3 separate